because I have lived a life, honey. Yes, I have lived a life. Okay. Welcome back to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. No, subscribe to my channel, like and share the video. Yeah. So I've got another story time for you. I thought, well, why not, seeing as there's been a bit of a break, why not kick off the break with a story time? Now, I don't want anyone to get scared, because I think my next couple of story times are about violence. But hey, I'm just going to talk about my past experiences, because I have lived a life, honey. Yes, I have lived a life. Okay, so many years ago, when I first moved back to Lagos, I was going out, you know, the young single gal in my 20s, and I was out, like, you know, clubbing, having a good time, all that good stuff. And I lived in Ikeja. My parents' house is in Ikeja, right? So on the mainland. And what happened? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah. And to get more comfortable. So my parents lived on the mainland, and you know, I was a young girl, single girl in my 20s, going clubbing, having a good time, whatever. And a lot of the clubs that I was going to were on the island. So there's a bridge called Third Mainland Bridge that connects the mainland and the island. And to go home, I would, so you're going clubbing, clubs finish at like whatever time, they go on till like daybreak, right? So the safe thing to do, because of crime, is to leave when it's like light outside. So we're talking like, you know, 5:30, 6 in the morning. But a lot of the times it's like, who the hell, I mean, literally, like, people would have left, there's no one really around. So, and I think a lot of times, you know, I would stay in friends' houses and stuff like that, but after a while that stuff gets tired, it gets long, you just want to go home, be in your own bed, eat your own food, all that stuff. So one time like this, I decided, in my infinite wisdom at the time, because I am older and wiser now, yes honey, in my infinite wisdom, to just be like, let's just go. So I had my driver, Uncle Murray, rest in peace. Like, we had a driver that was there before I was born till my 30s, and anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but like, he was amazing. Anyway, so it was Uncle Murray, as we used to call him, who was driving me, sorry. So not a fancy car or anything like that. I think it was like some kind of like broke down, like, that was the thing, my parents would never let me drive any nice car if I was going out in the middle of the night, basically. Not when I left in the middle of the night. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. So I've you know, had a few good drinks, ready to call it a night, and I can't remember what time it is. Maybe it's 3, 4 in the morning, I can't remember. And I say, let's go home, I want to go home. And we're in the car, and I fall asleep in the back of the car. And sure enough, I wake up as the car is slowing down. We take the bridge, we get to the end of the bridge, we just get off the bridge, and there's a police checkpoint. Now, this is something that happens, right? The police checkpoints at night. But I remember looking around and thinking, where are we? Because you know where the checkpoints are. So I was thinking, is this a new checkpoint? Whatever. But I was kind of like still in a bit of a daze because I just woke up. And I just remember there was a policeman, and there was a man, a man in front with a gun. So that's why my driver slowed down. And then there was a man on the left-hand side, or where the driver's side, with another gun, saying, where are you coming from? And then my driver was like, coming from the island. And he was like, where are you coming from? And he was like, coming from the island. And then he was like, let me see your phone or something. And I think he hit him or something. Actually, I can't really remember, because this is like 10 years ago. So he gave him the phone, and next thing you know, I blinked, and so I'm sitting in the back, and the 2 back doors open, and there's one guy coming from my right hand side, and there's another guy coming from my left, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm literally like frozen with fear. I cannot explain to you the, like, frozen, like, you know when you clamp up, like, just in shock as to what is going on. Because obviously I realized, well, they're not police officers, they're armed robbers, basically. And they come, and it's just very, very fast. So I had my bag, I had 2 phones, one like really, really messed up phone, and another one, I think I had literally just lost my phone, or my phone had been stolen a week before at a club. And so I now had this random phone and this other phone. I had my bag, a little bit of money, and I must have fallen asleep also with some tissue in my hand, right? So they took that. I just remember they yanked my earrings off. Everything was just very quick and very violent, all of that. So I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then they obviously thought I had something in my hand because I was holding it, but I didn't. I was just, didn't know I was clamping my hand shut. And the guy used his hand with his nails and he scraped the inside to try and see. And then he just saw it was tissue, then he let it go. But I remember I was bleeding a bit there. And then the last thing was, so I was wearing this like jumpsuit, which was kind of low cut, right? No bra. Yes. When my titties were like perky. Okay. Anyway, so, and they just started tapping me, like patting me down. But at the time, I didn't know that's what they were doing. I thought, okay, like something really, really bad is about to happen because they were touching me. So I started screaming, please, please, just take it, just take anything, please, please, please. I just started screaming. And then, but they were trying to see if I was hiding anything on me. And then they look through the back window and they see another car coming. They're like, just go, just go, just go. So we just drive off. And I am literally just in the car like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened, whatever. Get home. The reason I'm laughing is because like sometimes people are very, I think in Nigeria there's a lot of people take a lot on a daily basis. Like people are just walking around with all sorts of trauma, man. Like they really, really are. So sometimes when you go to someone else with your trauma, they're receiving it as trauma. They're receiving it as welcome to Lagos. So case in point, I get home, my mom's friend is staying there, and so I'm like crying. Obviously it's like 5 o'clock at this point or something, and I'm like, oh my god, I got robbed, because I couldn't call the house because I didn't have a phone. I got robbed, blah 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 blah. Oh. Crying. My mom is like, oh my goodness, oh, da, da. And then my aunt says, my mom's friend, we're not related, says, well, welcome to Lagos. And that was it. What else? One thing I do remember till today is I remember the face of the guy on my right. Like I remember what he was wearing and like how his face looked. It's really bizarre. And that was 10-11 years ago. So yeah, that's the story time. But I'm alive, I'm well, thank God. Let's just say when I went clubbing again, which I did do, I just stayed put, or I stayed in a friend's house. That's more of that story. So yeah, so no, if you're coming here, don't be scared. Don't be thinking like, well, the way things are at the moment, I can't say, well, do what you want to do. I ain't going to advise you on that. But yeah, that happened to me about 11 years ago when I first moved back. So yeah, that's a story time. Hope you enjoyed it. Is this an enjoyable one, or is this like a traumatic one? I mean, it's experience. And but I think with stuff like that, if something like that happens, you kind of have to, well, for me, it's like you kind of have to just keep going. Because if I just stayed indoors and I was scared, I'd give in to the fear and I'd be even more scared to do anything. But I just kind of would go out. I was scared, like anytime something would happen or a loud noise, or I would see people with guns, I'd be like, and then, I kind of, as time went on, I got over it. But if I stayed indoors and said I'm never leaving my house again because I'm scared of what could happen, I probably would have left the country or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys are well. Remember, like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye.